I'm Tamanna Inamdar. Is the American dream now on sale for just about $5 million? If there was any doubt that Donald Trump's return to the White House would bring sweeping immigration changes, his gold card plan has put that to rest. The former US president, now back for a second term, is already redefining the immigration landscape with stricter policies and a heavier crackdown on illegal migrants. But on the other hand, it's clear that he now wants to attract money into the country. Hence, this scheme of a gold card, which is supposed to be better and shinier than the green card, which so many migrants around the world vie for. Now, unlike traditional work visas like the H-1B or the investment visa like the EB-5, this proposal prioritizes wealth and high-paying jobs over skills and experience. Trump's message is clear. He wants to attract the best, but more honestly, the richest, rather than the most skilled. Trump's program would launch in about 2 weeks. He's also said that he did not think his administration needed to secure approval from Congress. This means that entrepreneurs, high net worth individuals, and top tier executives could get fast track for US residency, while mid-level tech workers, students, and those on H-1B visas may find it harder than ever to qualify. What does this mean for anyone who is now looking at migrating to America? Does the gold card really hold value? Remember, $5 million is about 48 crore rupees. So what does this mean? You should also look at it from a different point of view. Major nations around the world are now trying to attract those with talent or with money, whether it's golden visas in some countries, immigration being made easier in others. What does this global talent hunt really mean? And that's the big question we're asking today. What will be the impact of Trump's gold card? Will it usher in new era of US immigration? Does it make sense for those who are watching this program, including India's wealthy elite? Let's speak now to our guests, but before we get to our conversations, let's listen in to what President Trump said.
We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card, this is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful.
All right. Ajay Srivastav, MD of Dimensions Consulting, joining me on the show. I'm speaking to Varun Singh, MD of Xiphias Immigration Certified Investment Migration Consultant. Paresh Karia, he's the CEO of Equest Advisors, Immigration Advisor, and Tara Karta, former Director at National Security Council Secretariat. So welcome to all of you, and thank you so much for joining in on the show. What we're trying to get is an idea of whether this is a good deal or not. So, Mr. Karia, let me start with you, actually, because we had a program a few days ago where we spoke about the changes in the Birthright Act for the US. Now, while it was being felt that the US did not want migrants coming in, it's clear they want some category of migrants, which is the rich ones. Does this make sense? Does this gold card make sense for anyone with $5 million?
Well, it depends upon what is your objective. When we talk about immigration, just because you have money, it doesn't mean that you can, need to take up a green card. So, yes, it makes some sense for someone who has that kind of money and who needs it. So, there are many people who are dreaming, who want to go to US, but they are not allowed to go there because of all the various restrictions. And for wealthy people who want to escape to US, it could make sense. But let me tell you, there will be only a handful of people in the whole world who will be attracted towards this proposition. When it comes to India, particularly from India, whether it makes sense to Indians, well, I don't think so. When we are talking about this kind of money, $5 million, $5 million equals to almost 45 crores. And if someone has that kind of money in India, why he would be living like a king in India? Why would he want to go to US and stay in, Trump's US? So that is the first issue. The second issue is that this program doesn't make sense for Indians who are in India, because under the current rules, under the RBI rules, under the LRS scheme, you cannot remit more than $250,000 outside India for this kind of investment. So for Indians, it is a non-starter.
No, so okay, for Indians, it's a non-starter is what we're assuming right now. Let's just set the context over here about, before we dismiss that there'd be any kind of demand for it, Ajay Srivastav, the fact is that more and more Indians and the number of Indians migrating does increase. We've seen the kind of response to the golden visa in Dubai, for example. Tax-free, people want to go and live there. They don't even get any roadmap to citizenship at all. But people are flocking to it because of certain reasons. How do you assess the gold card?
Good morning, Ramana. I think good afternoon. I think it's a fact is that a lot of Indians want to do it. All that has happened now is what was, if you ask me, EB5 became EB8 with $800,000, and whole host of people were applying for the children and for themselves on 800,000. The price just may have just gone up to 5 million. I think all this happened. I don't think I'd agree with gentlemen on the panel that people don't want to go if you have 48 crores. A lot of people want to go for various reasons to America, apart from the children issues, security, opportunities, name a few, but the fact is lots of Indian HNI families have migrated to UK, have migrated to Switzerland or other destinations. Dubai, of course, doesn't give you a citizenship golden visa, but of course, lots of people applied for it. So I think the issue is mechanics, how we're going to do it. But the beauty of the whole thing, that you need a businessman as a president to know what they were selling for $500,000, now 800,000, the price just went up to 5 million. Now that's the beauty of the guy sits there and says, guys, people want to pay this money. If they're willing to pay 800,000, will they willing to pay 5 million? I think that's the question. Yes, for Indians, it becomes difficult to organize the money under legally. 800,000 they could do legally across a year and a half between 4 family members. Now the bar is higher. That's all it is. But it's a great scheme. I think it's just a simple price in the market. The same hotel room you bought for 8,000 3 years back, you get for 50,000 today. That's real life. You have a businessman there who says, my price is 5 million for what you paid.
So Ajay, so what is this businessman selling? Let's cut to the chase. He's selling the American dream, isn't it?
An American dream. He's selling, okay, let me tell you, he's selling an American dream. And whether we like it or not, it's a developed nation. It's the most powerful nation in the world. It's got opportunities abundant. When you talk to all the HNI high net worth people in the country, they see the children's future there, opportunities there, freedom there. One doesn't have to go through it, but the fact remains that it's an American dream is attracting people around the world. We may look down as Indians and say, oh, we can live so well here. The answer is we live hell here because we don't have a chance to go to America and become a citizen there. The fact is we want to be like America. It's the best country. It's the most innovative country, the financial capital of the world. It's secure. The law works there. Clean air is there. And clean air is very important to people like us living in Delhi. So I don't know. Give me one reason why I don't want to be there. I can't find a reason I don't want to be there. Historically, I'm here, so I'm sitting here in India. But the fact is, for my future generation, I think it's a great place to be. And if you can afford the price, people will pay the price for it. They're doing it today. They will keep doing it.
So, Varun Singh, let me come to you on this point. For those who want to immigrate from India, there have been 2 or 3 things, right? The H-1B visa route, the skills route. You are talented enough, so you get to live the American dream if that's something you want. Right now, if you're talented and or rich, it's not just the American dream. You have a lot of options. There are a lot of nations who are, opening up these kind of schemes, isn't it? Give us some perspective there.
Yeah, it's great, Tamanna. So this is what is going to happen after this update of Trump. Other golden visas will get more demand. And it's not only...
Varun, so what are some of the nations which have options like this? We all know about the Dubai golden visa, but what are some of the others?
Yeah, so Cyprus has just stopped, but if you see, New Zealand is having a golden visa option, the investor option, which is of the same category what US is declaring today. So New Zealand also have the same criteria where they wanted to have the niche investors in their country, and that's why the benchmark, they made it very high. I believe this is the same inspiration Trump is having, where they are making as a high benchmark. But see, Tamanna, the main concern is the Indians living in India. Of course, there's a technical problem and financial restrictions are there, but still there are a lot of Indian families, they have businesses abroad and they are expats and NRIs and they live outside India. and for them, Dubai becomes the most prominent country where there is no such restrictions. And of course, the citizenship is not there, but still the benefits and quality of life is very high. In many European countries, Malta, Cyprus, and then all the Caribbean countries, they issue citizenship programs directly. And preference is always there, and there's a community who always see for the talent part also. The talent programs will never stop, Tamanna. This will always be a parallel track for any talented on a national level, international
Is
level.
the gold card worth it or not?
Of course, it's worth it.
It's
Even
worth
the
it.
same thing is in Dubai. The Dubai Sheikh has introduced that, okay, if you are very talented international player, you are welcome to have a passport of the country. So this is how they have given, and they are giving and nominating. And this is what the attraction is, not only about the wealth. Of course, they are all businessmen sitting on the top. But also at the balanced way, if you see, the country will not run only with this. They are also attracting the best mind, and that is how it's definitely it's worth way more than the worth for the talented professionals. But yes, the Trump,
About
the
the
way
gold
he has
card.
done it-
Are you talking about the gold card or the golden visa?
See, there is no gold card concept. It's all golden visa only. Gold
No.
card.
In the US, it's a gold card. It's not a
Yes.
golden visa. One sec, let me come to Tara. Ms. Karta, I want to put this into perspective about how nations are in this scramble for talent and for capital right now. And what does that mean for us, where we definitely have a good crop of people with money and talent? If you look at average incomes as per ethnicity in the United States, already Indians, being a very small part of the population, are at the highest pecking order. What does this mean?
No, I think there's a slight difference here. I think about 100 countries offer this as of now, right? You pay money, you get an extended visa, maybe not citizenship, like St. Kitts, Nevis, all these people with, well, you know what St. Kitts is famous for. So that is already there. Here, I think you have to make a differentiation between talent and money. A talented innovator may not have money. So the US is going to lose out on that. We have some of the brightest minds sitting here, and I've seen them in terms of innovation. Will these people have 40 crores? They don't. But second, to the worst to that is that the 40 crore guy who might be quote unquote, a criminal of sorts. I mean, not the kind of criminal that you're thinking of in terms of a long beard or some kind of wanted poster behind him. A person who employs some very devious ways to get his business going will have 40 crores, goes to the US. So there is I don't know whether they've thought this through. Like Trump does everything off the top of his head, right? He says, I want to do this today, and he does it.
Yeah.
True. It has, it has reduced the bureaucracy issue, which in the US is huge. They're worse than us in terms of bureaucracy. So if the EB5 visa, you had to have the employment category, you had a bunch of things to do before you could get that citizenship green card way down the line. And there was a lot of corruption there. So that way, this is a very simple process. You pay, you get the citizenship. But what I'm trying to say is that with this, I honestly, what the gentleman earlier said, like if I have 40 crores, why should I go? Well, I get clean air. I get a place for my children. My child has a US passport. He can go anywhere. So definitely there are very clear advantages to those with that kind of money. But whether the ones whom the US actually needs in terms of the people with skills, here I just want to say a migrant, and this is a testified research project. A migrant is an extremely hardworking, extremely innovative, and very, very crucial to economies. They are rich source of labor, of innovation. That has already been closed. So will an innovator go? No, they don't. They don't have that kind of money.
I want to understand, Mr. Karia, let me come to you on this. If I were to compare the gold card to the investment visa, which is now available, how would the two match up? Everyone on the panel seems to say the gold card is a good idea. You don't seem too convinced.
Yeah. So let me tell you that, the gold card which has been proposed, we don't have the details as yet, how exactly it is going to be. He has just said that it will give you green card plus privileges. Now, what are these plus privileges? I don't know. Nobody knows that. And he said the price is going to be 5 million. So probably by investing 5 million, you will get a green card, which could be faster. Now, how does it play out with the current EB5 visa program? The current EB5 visa program requires you to invest $800,000 in a development project, which will create jobs for Americans. So objective of current EB5 visa program is to create jobs for Americans. And that makes perfect economic sense. It's a win-win program. America gets foreign investment, jobs are created, and foreign investors get a green card. So that is the current program. And this current program, what we are seeing is we are dealing with the EB5 day in and day out. We get hundreds of inquiries for EB5. We are seeing that currently, mostly people who are already in the US, a majority of the people who are applying for this EB5 visa at $800,000 are those who are already in the US. They've got a work permit. They have been waiting for their green card for years, and the green card is not coming. And there is a lot of uncertainty. And they've already achieved a part of the American dream. They've started their careers over there. And now, if they don't get the green card, they are facing the consequences of having their American dream shattered and returning back to India. And that's exactly what they don't want. So that's the reason why they are rushing in to file for EB5. At 800,000, also, it is a stretch for a lot of those people, for students who are working on, OPT, for people who are working on H-1B, 800,000 is a big amount. It is a stretch. But somehow they are scrambling to put this 800,000 together. And now, this announcement has set the cat among the pigeon. They can suddenly see that what they were trying to achieve for 800,000 will now require $5 million. And they can see that American dream shattering.
The American dream is shattering. I just want to understand also in terms of a mindset, what is the message that Trump is trying to give? And Ajay, I want you to come in on this. Is he saying that I want the rich and the talented and the creamy layer in my country? What is he trying to say?
I think there's on the panel also the confusion. I've spoken to all these companies. There is an L1 program which is used by all the global companies to bring in senior talent into America.
Yeah.
There's nobody saying that L1 will not be available and will not be able to. So any American company which wants to bring in senior talent from anywhere in the world can still bring it. So the concept that, people with technical capability will not be allowed to come to the US is a misnomer, because the L1 program remains where it is. H1B program remains where it is. The fact is, what he's done is really the price to perfection to the product, to say that, listen, if you want to come to the US, two things are very important. One, once you become a citizen of US, you also become a responsibility US government, which means social security, healthcare benefits, and put together everything else. And that costs money. And if I want to add you need to pay for it. I think that's what the message is. The second message is, the more the wealth comes to America and people are looking at strength, we like it or not, dollar is the reserve currency in the world. Everybody wants to hold assets in dollars and be secure. You want to come in, you pay a price for it. So if a guy, and contrary to what you believe, there are not many countries now left which offer the citizenship, except people like Portugal, where you can go and live there, but there is no employment, there is no industry, there is no prospect. Europe is the same story. Very few countries in Europe have this program, but why would you want to go live in a decaying continent at the end of the day? UK stopped its program, I think, in 2022. I don't think they have a problem. So it's not that there is a great amount of options for people to say, I can go to X country or Y country at this point of time. And if US gives a path to it, it's got a secured, it's got reserve currency, it's got the industry, innovation, market, new companies. It's a small price to pay. As I said, it's just what he's saying. You paid 800 yesterday, you pay 5 million tomorrow.
But am I getting citizenship? My question is, am I getting citizenship at the end of it?
Yes. So let me add to that. Let me add to that.
Okay, no, one sec. That question to Ajay. You finish your point and then I'll come to Paresh. Yeah.
Yes, the answer is EB5, EB8 equivalent today, and the 5 million all have a path to green card to citizenship. That's all. Everybody will get citizenship. That's the end of the story. Unlike a Dubai golden visa, which doesn't give you citizenship. So I think there is no problem with citizenship. I think too much has been made from a simple fact. The guy saying, you paid 800,000 till yesterday, now you'll pay 5 million for it. It's as simple as that. And rest of
if it's a product, Ajay, if it's a product and he's increased the price because he thinks there's demand, do you think people will come at this price of $5 million?
Of course they will come. Of course they will come. And they'll get more desperate to come because the price could go further up. And that's the point.
Paresh, your response to this. You do get citizenship.
Yes.
If you can afford it. As opposed to other visas, which are investment visas or temporary visas, the money runs out and you go back. Here you have citizenship.
Yeah. So let me tell you that, one is, let's talk about the US. There are two kinds of visas, immigrant visas and non-immigrant visas. The L1 visas and the H1B visas, which are used to attract the talent, are essentially non-immigrant visas. That means you don't get a green card through that visa immediately. You have to wait for years and years. So those are the kind of visas which will not get you green card. It's only EB5 visa program which will get you a green card. At EB5 visa, here we are talking about attracting the quality of people. If you want to attract the quality of people, the ones who are applying for EB5 visa right now are mostly the tech workers, the talented people. And they are the ones who are doing EB5 visa. And if we increase the price from 800,000 to 5 million, it will be very difficult to get quality. You will only get wealthy people. Like Trump said in the interview, that we'll get Russian oligarchs. So these are the kind of people which they are targeting. He doesn't care for quality. He just cares for money.
So Russian oligarchs.
If we look at the quality, let's
there are memes about whether, those running drug cartels will all come in. Tara's laughing there.
Tamanna, let's take this further. Let's differentiate between how you said that all countries all over the world are attracting wealth and their money, and they're attracting good talent. Yeah. So it's either talent or wealth.
I think we need to come to the nub or the crux of the whole discussion. This is not, whoever wants a golden card is already doing their homework. Whoever doesn't want it doesn't care. They'll say, I'll do something else with 48 crores in my own country. Maybe opportunity is here. But let me come to that point, Ms. Karta. The fact that this comes in, it also raises the question of, if you had 48 crores in India, is this a better bet to live in? What are the factors that come in? And could we face the prospect of losing talent and capital if there are offers like this? Clearly, this is not going to be the first or the last one.
Tamanna, just would like to add one thing. Somebody who has 48 crores to invest will have another 100 crores plus at his disposal.
Who knows? I don't know. Who knows?
No, I think, again, you're mixing up the two, the talent and the money. I think I agree with what the previous gentleman said. Talent is a different issue. He's saying, you got money, you come. And he did say Russian oligarchs, Chinese, anybody, which is why I said right at the beginning that a bunch of criminals are going to be very thrilled with this, because they say, hey, let's get the hell out of here and we sit down in the US and we are good. You're citizens, you're good. But see, in the end, it is what you want as a person. If I have 48 crores, I can't imagine 48 crores. I know how many zeros there are in it. But if that is here and I get all the amenities as I want, then I don't see why I should go to a country where another Trump will come 10 years down the line and say, oh, you know what? That doesn't apply anymore. You should go from here. Because that is the trend you're seeing now. You're seeing a shift to a right-wing, anti-immigrant, anti-investment policy across the world. And if this attempt to, this economic decline continues, that is what you're going to see. So if I had that money, I would not go. I would stick around here. I have a right to be here, and my children have a right to be here. Why would I go there and get it?
This is interesting. Let's wrap on this. Tara Karta says if she has 48 crores, she would definitely not go. Varun, what about you?
See, this is all about preference, Tamanna. This all the families who come.
If you have 48 crores, will you go or not?
See, this is what I'm saying. Even if I have 100 crores, it's my preference to live here or live in US. It's not for you. It's for your family, for your kids, for their education, for their safety. Everyone has their own priority in their life.
So you would consider?
Of course, I will consider if I have a priority to keep my kids in the top universities. And if I can afford it, I will do it. Because this is what is the investment you are doing. And this is not you are paying to someone. This is your money. You are using this money. You are going to utilize this money. Okay. And whatever discussion we are having, they have raised the bar for this amount for taking the people. But there is a parallel programs for talents. And to convert
I know. The others continue. This is for those who are not talented enough to get into that program. You can pay your way through. Like if you don't get admission in a school, then capitation fees always help. So this is the capitation fee.
Management fees. You say management fees.
Okay. Ajay Srivastav, would you ever consider?
But you have to be, Tamanna, you have to be intelligent enough to earn those 48 crores.
I mean, that's
come on,
a whole
now,
different
suddenly
show.
the group has assumed
That's
that
a
people
whole
who
different
make
topic
money,
of discussion.
No, the group has assumed that people who make money are not intelligent. I think that's the worst assumption
I would say,
I
would not at all. I would say even the reverse should be assumed. Does everyone who have 48 crores that talented or not, or maybe even keeping 48 crores would
And
be
if you have got so much of talent and you can't make 48 crore, I think that talent is wasted. You may be learning code of COBOL code for all I know. You may be great talented, but that has no value today. Value is what money
Would you
pays.
go or not? I need to wrap the show. Ajay, would you go or not?
My children have gone.
Crores?
I wish I had. Okay, I can't go today.
You already had the 48 crores, so I don't know why I'm saying that. But would you?
But oh no, yeah, but I'm just saying that I could have taken a chance to go at 500, 800. I used to work for Citibank. I could have gone there, but that's not the point. The point is today's generation needs. First of all, Mr. Taraji said, what can you get me? Can you get me some clean air? As simple as that. And for the clean air, any amount of money is good enough to pay for to just breathe clean air.
Well said. I'm going to wrap on that because that's a profound statement. What's the cost of clean air? Wow, that's a profound statement. And is it 5 million? I mean, pollution a problem all over the world. Thank you so much. I need to wrap. I'm right out of time. Thank you so much to all of you for joining us. I mean, it's a great discussion. I urge all of you watching this to tell us what you think. You can find us on all your social media handles and platforms. Would you go in for a gold card if you had 48 crores or not? Tell us what you think.